world is experiencing several tragedies, such as floods and landslides in the United States, India, and Sierra Leone. Right here in the Caribbean, we're faced with the imminent onslaught of Hurricane Irma. What better time to examine the value of giving and service above self, as today the world observes International Day for Charity. Between the pages, we examine service beyond the call of duty from the firemen and workers of the justice system. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry. Stay with us. We have lots more after these messages.
Hurricanes can strike at any time. In the event of one, be prepared to act quickly. If a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, review your home disaster response plan. Map out likely routes to evacuate if your home is at risk and confirm with relatives or friends you plan to stay with. Also, confirm the location of the nearest shelter. Check your emergency supplies and restock if necessary. Remember, disasters do happen, so be prepared.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, September 5. The Zone of Special Operations, ZOSO, is still in effect for Mount Salem and its environs. The ZOSO Communications Unit sought to clarify news reports that police and soldiers had left barricades and checkpoints unmanned. The Communications Unit explained that the curfew order for Mount Salem expired on Monday, and the Joint Police and Military Command has now begun cordons and searches. Mount Salem was declared a Zone of Special Operations on Friday, September 1. The Zone of Special Operations will be in effect for 60 days. Meanwhile, the Zone of Special Operations Communications Unit is reminding members of the public and residents of Mount Salem to utilize its customer service hotline number, 1-888-225-ZOSO. That's 1-888-225-9676. The 24-hour manned hotline number is the only official communication channel for residents to report any concerns relating to the conduct of the security forces operating in the Zone of Special Operations. The hotline can also be utilized to get information on citizens' rights and responsibilities, as well as feedback on activities within the zone. Government has started its community intervention program under the Zone of Special Operations. A special back-to-school fund has been established to help with the cost of education for students in and around Mount Salem St. James. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the Joint Command and the Community Intervention Committee of the Zone of Special Operations will assist students in partnership with schools.
We will be meeting with the guidance counselors for them to identify students from the zone who are in need, and so support can be channeled through the schools to the students. Parents who are in need in the community, after being assessed, will also be assisted directly. So we are doing everything within the zone to ensure that all children of school age turn out for school. And we will continue to support them to ensure that they stay in school.
The Prime Minister was speaking at a press conference following Sunday's tour of the Mount Salem community. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, meanwhile, is encouraging citizens of the first declared Zone of Special Operations to attend and take advantage of a community services fair. Mr. Holness says the Mount Salem Community Services Fair is part of the Community Intervention Strategy under the Zone of Special Operations initiative. The fair is planned for the weekend and will focus on increasing access to state services.
We will have the Passport Office, PICA. We will have the EOJ. We will have representatives from the Tax Office for issuing TRN. We will have representatives from SDC and HART. And we will also have their various health services.
A new standby generator has been installed at the Ocho Rios police station to provide the facility with backup power when the grid goes down. The $7.3 million generator has an automatic transfer switch that will turn on once electricity goes and switch back to the grid when power returns. At Thursday's handover ceremony, Minister of National Security Robert Montego said the standby generator will enhance police operations in the town.
Ochias is one of the 5 towns in the country that have CCTV coverage, and we wanted to make sure that at all times the CCTV cameras will be up. Because as we have 37 cameras in Ochias, and they have been a great help to the police officers in detecting crime and in preventing crime. Recently, they detected somebody trying to break into a car, and the police was able to respond and prevent that crime.
And finally, Jamaicans are being reminded to keep abreast of weather developments and be prepared to take action in the event of a hurricane. The reminder comes as the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, OPM, and the Meteorological Service of Jamaica continues to monitor Hurricane Irma as it moves towards the Caribbean. Though Hurricane Irma is not a threat to Jamaica at this time, OPM says citizens need to be aware of the uncertainties in weather forecast. OPM is also advising citizens to continue to monitor updates from the Meteorological Service of Jamaica and the National Disaster Management Office. Hurricane Irma is expected to remain a powerful weather system into the weekend. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thanks for watching.
Jamaica comes alive for Jamaica 55. The Jamaica Information Service is inviting primary, secondary, and tertiary students to catch the vibes and join in the celebration by participating in this year's staging of the JIS Heritage Competition. Primary and prep school children, ages 9 to 12, enter the essay competition and tell us how you would want to see Jamaica in 55 years. High schoolers enter the poster competition. Show us your artistic interpretations of Jamaica throughout her 55 years in a poster titled Jamaica 55. Posters may be designed digitally or illustrated. Zoom, click, snap. Yes, tertiary students, the photo competition is back. Capture an image that best represents Jamaica 55. For more information on the competition rules and how to submit entries, visit the JIS website at www.jis.gov.jm. You may also send an email to heritageessay@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, or heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm, or call us at 926-3590-4. The deadline for all entries is October 31, 2017. So ready, set, go for prizes galore. JIS Heritage Competition 2017, celebrating Jamaica 55.
The nation's firefighters are trained to save lives and properties, but they're also skilled in the emergency medical field, being able to respond to circumstances such as road crashes and life-threatening situations. Watch this.
I can remember we got an emergency call to Little London. Information received from our dispatch center is that a gentleman has slashed his own throat. Responding to that call, there were all sorts of expectations going through our minds, you understand, because we didn't know what to expect. But I did have it that when we reached there, we saw him there on the bed with his throat slashed, Wasn't a pretty sight, but knowing it's our job, we have to advance to the situation, and life depends on what we do at the present moment. We step forward and we realized that he was still breathing. So, there was this ray of hope. We realized then, and moving the things around the surrounding to get to, have proper control over the situation. We realized that the machete that he used was still there on the bed. During the process, we were still thinking, wondering if he's gonna make it or not. But we continued to stabilize, packaging him in the ambulance, continued on our way now to the hospital, monitoring him as we went along, and handed him over to the local hospital. And based on my knowledge, I get to understand that he was safe.
The most important part of my job is that to know that I can help someone, and at the same time, persons look up to me because of what I do.
Most important part of my job is when sometimes you're trying to do your best and you can't do anymore to save that patient.
On the go, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The work of an emergency medical technician, EMT, is never done. When summoned, the goal of the EMT is to provide emergency medical services, EMS. That is, retrieve, care for, and deliver victims to an appropriate medical facility in the shortest possible time and under the best possible conditions. Emergency Medical Services is a functional arm of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, which began operation in 1996.
We started with 3 stations, Savlamar, Negril and Ironshore. In August of the same year, Lucy came on board, so we had 4 stations in operation. Further on, in 2005, you had Linstead opening. Linstead is in St. Catherine. And then in 2008, you had Falmouth. So presently we have 6 operational sites.
EMS is staffed by emergency medical technicians who respond to a number of trauma and medical related incidents, including road traffic accidents, cardiovascular emergencies, acute respiratory diseases, life-threatening trauma, severe bleeding, and obstetric emergency.
On a good day, we normally get up to 9 calls. Sometimes we do not get much calls, but what we do have is a lot of persons coming to the station requesting help. So for instance, if the unit is out, then they still come here, and if we don't have a unit present, if for some reason the unit is down, they still do come here, and although the health center is nearby, they use this facility as a first resort.
Let's say there's an emergency. The call comes in to the central post at the watchroom, and the firefighter in charge takes the information and alerts his colleagues at the station if it is that the team is in-house with the emergency bell. When that bell is rung, EMTs have to respond within a minute of the call. EMTs are firefighters who have indicated a need for EMS training. They are trained at 3 different levels: basic, intermediary, and advanced. At the basic level, training is 320 hours, inclusive of 3 weeks in the hospital.
When you finish that and you start working, then you can always move up to the next level, which is intermediate. Now, intermediate is 480 hours of training, and you have to do a month in the hospital. If you want to do additional training to the paramedic level, then you have to go overseas, and that is over 1,000 hours of training.
EMTs are brave men and women who are dedicated and equipped to providing the health care you need, oftentimes right where you are. For more information on EMS or any other specialized area in the Jamaica Fire Brigade, visit their website www.jfb.gov.jm or call 922-2523 or 922-0007.
One sure way to support the local tourism sector is by using the services of publicly funded entities, such as the offerings at the popular Devon House spot. The location has been rebranded and now boasts a new and superior ice cream parlor. Take a look at its offerings.
This evening we launch the first of hopefully a number of gastronomy centers across destination Jamaica. We selected Devon House to be the start not only because it is unique in its own offerings, we also selected Devon House because it's in the center of commerce and entertainment and culture in the Caribbean, the city of Kingston.
Gastronomy is one of the fastest growing reasons for people to travel. The World Tourism Organization estimates that the gastronomy market is approximately $150 billion. Boasting world-renowned food and beverage delights such as ackee and saltfish, jerk pork, coffee and rum, Jamaica is being marketed as a food destination. The Tourism Ministry is serving a platter of treats to foodies. Serving the helpings are gastronomy centers of Jamaica. Stops for guests to cook, dine, and be educated on Jamaican food.
We're going to be establishing here at Devon House the first gastronomy club. And we will be building a special kitchen so that dream of putting the first standalone kitchen without a chef, without a cook, without anyone except those who will see to its campness throughout the period. And we will be marketing that kitchen as a location for visitors from across the world to come to Devon House and cook. So you will bring your families on a Sunday afternoon, and we'll be establishing a farmer's market just next door to it. The final thing that we want to do here at Devon House in advancing this gastronomy prototype is to establish a food shop. You move from shop to shop and you just nibble, you just pick and eat different types of cuisine. So you perhaps start with a little rundown. The next shop is jerk chicken, the next shop is jerk pork, the next shop is ackee and saltfish.
It seems a perfect combo. Devon House, built by Jamaica's first black millionaire in the 1800s, has transcended into a haven for ice cream lovers and socialites. Already on site, some 14 eateries featuring local and international cuisine.
I think it's an excellent idea. I think the time has come for that. We serve both Jamaican food, international food, and we also have an Italian pizzeria.
Voila.
What we do is a thin crust pizza with fresh dough, daily prepared, and we combine it with the Jamaican flavors. So like the Jamaican pizza is ackee and callaloo, or jerk pork, jerk chicken. We also do Hawaiian, pepperoni, so we try to please all kind of buds.
It's a fabulous idea. One, because Devon House has such rich history, and I believe that it's in line with our culture. It's just whatever it is that comes and intertwines together as one. You know, food, culture, music is a lifestyle.
I know it's going to be much more exciting. I believe what the Ministry of Tourism have done so far in terms of the improvement on the property is just amazing, and I just know it's going to get better as it goes along. The other retail shops that are here is also a wonderful combination. The atmosphere is great. We love it for Rev Jewelry and Accessories because it lends to the energy and the synergy of what we have to offer. So I'm very happy about this move.
It's an absolutely amazing idea. If we can bring gastronomy and market that as a tourism destination, or as a tourist choice rather, that would be amazing.
The thought of persons in Jamaica and all that has always been, why is our food not more out there, Why isn't that more people coming just for the food? So, with the minister's vision, it was really about putting that plan into reality.
I'm so happy that the minister has been able to fuse food across the world, Jamaican with Chinese, Jamaican with Italian, Jamaican with Indian, Jamaican with French. Any cuisine across the world, we can fuse it with some of our jerk seasoning or some things that are synonymous to Jamaica.
We are particularly happy at this initiative by our minister. The more people that utilize Devon House to come there for different experiences, it means that Devon House will be more self-sufficient in generating funds for the upkeep and maintenance of this heritage site.
When you create a gastronomy center, create an opportunity for not just locals. The locals already understand Devon House, but the tourists that may come, it may attract visitors from the cruise operators, because it's a big deal. And I think it's something that we need to push and drive, because the history and culture of Devon House actually fits very well with the new model, the new proposed model.
The law seeks to cauterize crime, promote community development through social intervention programs, all while respecting the human rights and fundamental freedoms of citizens. The act allows the Prime Minister, acting on the advice of the National Security Council, to declare any high crime area of the island a zone for special security operations and community development measures.
The bill says that you have to select areas where it is evident that there is a crime problem. It is not just left up to the Prime Minister's whims and fancy. In the law, there are parameters.
Once declared, a zone operates for a period not exceeding 60 days. But the Prime Minister, on the advice of the Security Council, may seek an extension of another 60 days from the House of Representatives. 14 days after the declaration of a zone and each extension, the Prime Minister will make a statement to Parliament. And the head of government in council may at any time make an order revoking a zone. Once a zone of special operation is in effect, a joint command will be established with a major of the Jamaica Defense Force and a superintendent of police of the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
There's a requirement in the law for them to have received human rights training. There's a requirement for the teams working in the zone, the joint force, to receive that kind of training.
A cadre of officers will also receive human rights, use of force, and community building training to carry out duties in the zone. Every zone will have an accountability framework, reporting daily to the National Security Council and submitting a written report every 10 days. Cordon and search operations by the security forces can last no more than a day, and curfews should not exceed 3 days. When searches of homes or vehicles are being conducted, the owner, occupier, or person in possession must be able to observe the process. In addition, only female security officers may search a female citizen. No tool of lawful trade can be seized, and if items are seized, the owner or person in possession must be given a receipt. And in the case of detention, only the person in charge of the zone can give such orders. After being satisfied, there are reasonable grounds to do so.
The philosophy of the Act is clear that this is not targeting a community, it's targeting criminals who are holding communities to ransom.
In curbing crime, the government is ensuring there is a fair and trusted justice system. This has been strengthened with the publication of a criminal bench book that has allowed for timely dispensation of court cases. And this was completed through the work of a collaborative team. Watch this.
The work of Supreme Court judges has lightened with the introduction of a revolutionary tool. While this book is primarily geared towards judges, it is also of use to every Jamaican who comes in contact with the law. This criminal bench book has been published to help ensure justice is delivered in a timely manner.
Judges have to start preparing their summations from the time when they receive the papers for a case. They have to identify the issues and identify what are the directions that they will give in respect of those issues.
Over the years, our judges have performed this difficult task without the benefit of a bench book that collates in one place all the material needed for the purposes of summation and directions to juries in criminal cases.
It is a reference work for judges with the more common directions all put together in one place, so as to assist judges to give directions to juries.
Prior to receiving this bench book, judges and members of the bench had to use multiple sources from England, other Commonwealth jurisdictions, and senior colleagues to compile a summation. The book contains guidelines and summations from other jurisdictions on a range of cases covering criminal liability, child defendant, accessory liability, and joint enterprise, among others. It was authored by retired Court of Appeal judges Justices Ferdinand Smith and Carl Harrison.
The bench book aims to give assistance, but is not intended to be a replacement for thorough research of the law required.
The bench book will also be an important source of reference for lawyers, law tutors, lecturers, and law students. Also, that it will help persons participating in court proceedings.
The criminal bench book is now accessible on the Supreme Court website. Copies were also given to several entities, such as the Jamaica Library Service, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, and the Jamaican Bar Association, to be used in the dispensation of justice in Jamaica.
Probably the most important contribution that this bench book will make is towards ensuring the constitutional protection of the law, the right to a fair trial to which every Jamaican is entitled.
The book was completed with funding and technical support from the British High Commission.
It is a very impressive document.
This is in keeping with 21st century thinking. Certainly from my staff, you recognize that all 43 lawyers at the Office of the DPP, we are the persons who prosecute in the High Court, where the judge would have to sum up the case to the jury. And part of our responsibility is to assist the court. This particular bench book will be not only required reading, but it will be one of the documentary material that will be in our toolkit.
As the government seeks to reform the justice system, the cries of "we want justice" will be diminished through a transparent process. A major milestone is the publication of this legislative tool, the Criminal Bench Book.
Respecting yourself, how you carry yourself is very important. You hear me, young men? We take for granted oftentimes as men that people judge you before you even open your mouth. From they look at you, they form a perception. They make up their minds about you. So the question is, when they look at you, what do they see? Understand you might not always agree, but you can respect somebody else's view.
Respect my life.
Respect my dad.
Yeah, man, respect.
It doesn't take anything to be respectful. And you can never tell the impact you will have just by saying, good morning, please, thank you.
Respect.
No matter how difficult you think your life is, there are always others who are less fortunate than you and need your help. There are many ways to assist those in need. If you go in your closet right now, you may find clothes that you haven't worn in a while. If they are in good condition, consider donating them. Think of the less fortunate when you go grocery shopping this month and buy some non-perishable items and drop them off at the nearest charitable organization, shelter, or your child's school. Sometimes giving back doesn't even have to cost anything. You may volunteer by giving some of your time. One day you may be in need, as disasters strike anywhere. Wouldn't you want to be helped? Each one, help one, as we seek to achieve the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. This is where the magazine closes for today, but if you need more information on the Zone of Special Operations or any other matter mentioned in today's program, click on our webpage, jis.gov.gm. There you may find more info on government programs and policies. For more television features, visit our YouTube channel. We're also on various social media sites. You may also download our app from the Google Play Store and the Apple Store to stay informed while you're on the go. I'm Theodore Henry. Do have a wonderful evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.